In this video, we're going to take a look at a few alterations to athletic bottoms. So we're going to start with this sweatpants here. We can alter the hem length and the waist width. So let's start with the waist here. We always want to go top to bottom. We're going to take a look at the center back seam here. If the customer wants this elastic waist to be tighter, we're just going to continue this back seat seam and just pinch out the amount appropriate. Now, sometimes this pin will hold. If it's too tight, likely we're going to need to get our chalk or our marking pen and mark that amount out so that the customer then can comfortably take the pants off. But we'll be able to remove that amount and merge that into our back seat seam. Now, let's take a look at the hem. On this particular pair of pants, we have a zipper. So often athletic pants will have interesting details at the bottom, maybe a snap or a zipper. In this case, if the customer would like this pant to be shortened, we can simply turn it under, just like we normally would, and pin the amount up. And later, the seamstress will be able to just shorten that zipper and reset this little zipper stop. So we'll be able to punch a new one in wherever the customer decides they would like the new hem to fall. Easy enough. So to review, we can alter the waist to take in the waist, and we can alter the hem length to take up the length. Next, we're going to take a look at a pair of athletic shorts. So the alterations we can make to shorts are the waist and the length. So let's take a look at the waist first. We're going to go to the center back seam, and again, we're just going to follow this seam up and pinch the appropriate amount out, asking the customer, how does that feel? Is that comfortable enough? And then either pinning in place, or if the waistband is too bulky like this one that has a lot of stitching and elastic in it, we're going to go ahead and take our chalk and mark the appropriate amount out, and then we'll follow this seam down to make this line merge nicely into the rest of the pant. Then we're going to come down here to the hem. Now this hem is interesting because we've got an unusual detail here. And we want to make sure that as we take up the length, we're able to maybe not match the way that detail exactly sits now, but at least make it look natural, make it look intentional. So as we pin, we're just keeping in mind, where does this piping and contrast color come into play, and how can we keep it looking consistent around the leg? Now, shorts length is totally a matter of preference. We're just going to ask the customer and give them some options, pinning up different lengths to let them see. But especially when we have a detail like this, we want to make sure that we pin pretty far around the leg so that they can turn and look and see, does that look right? How does that feel? And make sure that the clothing fits their functionality. Athletic clothing is really specific because it serves a specific purpose. So we want to make sure that they can accomplish that in this clothing.